Hey guys, Eric Sachetta. Just wanted to shoot this quick video here on our blog to talk to you about overwhelm. I'm sure if you're like me, there's always times in our lives where we get a little overwhelmed with what we perceive to be too much going on, or sometimes even not enough going on. So we get kind of overwhelmed with what should we be doing. But I want to teach you something real quick, and it's just about a sense of focus. And I'm going to teach you what it is and then give you one quick example. So most people that get overwhelmed, they focus on their to-dos, what they have to do, and they think about all the stuff they have to do, and that gets you in a state of overwhelm. If you want to get yourself out of overwhelm, instead of thinking about to-dos, because isn't the to-do list never ending? As soon as you complete everything, you just create a new to-do list for tomorrow, right? Instead of thinking about to-dos, think about outcomes. You know, I'll give you an example, one specific thing, and then more fully about like my day, for example. One would be running. So if you talk to me about running, I run every single morning, and I run like 5 to 7 miles. So if you talk to me about what I'm doing that day, I will tell you my outcome. I'm going to run 5 to 7 miles today. If you talk to someone who doesn't run and you talk to them about running 5 to 7 miles today, what would they say? Well, I got to get a pair of shoes, and then I gotta get dressed up, and then I don't have a gym in my house. I got to go outside, and then what's the weather like, and what do I have to do, and they list out all the things they would have to do versus the outcome. And you say, well, Eric, well, how can I just do that? Well, there's a couple other steps. The outcome is 5 to 7 miles a day running. But why is it simple for me just to do it? Well, the other two steps are, why do you want to do it? Why am I running 5 to 7 miles? Well, for me, because it gives me energy and I'm excited, and I get the endorphins running, I'm ready to go. And because of that, I'm able to do all the other things I have to do in my day. And then also I'm able to contribute to the people the best I can because I'm in that emotional state, the energy that I need to have to be able to do it. So I have an outcome in mind. I know why I want to do it. And then I have the steps on how to do it, which I still think about as just running 5 to 7 miles versus someone who thinks about it with all of the to-do lists. And again, you say, well, Eric, well, ultimately you still end up doing the same things. But yes, but it has more to do with focus. Whatever we have to do in a day, we could, if you set it up right, you can accomplish it all. But if we think about all the steps that it takes to get there all at once, we get overwhelmed and don't even start. If we just think about outcomes and why we want it, and then we get to the steps by just doing them because we're so focused on the outcome, that doesn't play as big a role. So I'll give you an example. Today, run 5 to 7 miles, get 50 to 100 leads for my business. Spend time with my family. Those are my main outcomes for the day. And instead of thinking about, okay, I have to put all these posts on social media, I have to do this, I have to make my blog, I have to put on my shoes, I have to go run, I have to do all this stuff. If I think about all that stuff at once, I get overwhelmed. When in reality, I just think about the 3 outcomes. Here's the best analogy for it. You have all the stuff in your house, right? What if all the stuff in your house was just on the floor? Everything was just laid out in the middle of the floor. You go crazy. You wouldn't know how to find anything. It's all in a pile. It all goes crazy, right? What do you have all over your house? You have drawers, and you put stuff in the drawer so you know where it is when it's time to get it. But don't you still have the same amount of stuff as if you just poured everything on the ground? Yes, because you know where it is, and you can focus on it when it's time to focus on that. When you need it, you don't get overwhelmed every minute you're in your house. Hope that makes sense. So the whole concept here today is, instead of thinking about your to-do list, think about outcomes, why you want it, and then you'll do the steps that it takes to achieve your outcome because you're committed to it, because there's a big why. So hope that helps. Go out there, live the movie, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later on.